What's going on, everybody? I'm DomOfX, comicreleases.com assistant editor, and today we got a couple of books to talk about, and the first one is a cancellation. Shout out to my friend Jess Bragg of OmniDog's Vault. Batman by Neal Adams Omnibus has been officially canceled. This is the 2025 re-edition. I have no idea why it got canceled, but it no longer is in the catalog and will also no longer be coming out, but we will be able to track this down once it does come back to the catalog or back in print or resolicited. So for all of you who are wondering what on earth is going on with that book, well, just I guess know that it is no longer in your hands. So there is the news for that. Next up, we got Marvel Mighty Marvel Masterworks Doctor Strange Volume 3 Clea Must Die graphic novel trade paperback. This is one of those graphic size novel trade paperbacks Marvel's doing with a lot of their Silver Age line, and this got pushed from the 8th of April of next year to May the 13th of next year. So May the 13th be with you. I'm pretty sure that's definitely not a thing. But for all of those wondering, that is the new release date for that. Next up is Annihilation 2099 trade paperback by a friend of the channel, Mr. Steve Orlando, coming out next year on the 8th of April instead of the 4th of March next year for this trade paperback. Next up, we got Spider-Boy Volume 3 by Mr. Dan Slott. This is the end of the Spider-Boy run, which is now going to be collected on the 6th of May instead of the 8th of April. Next up, we got Venom War Wolverine Deadpool trade paperback, which is now coming out a week earlier in anticipation, coming out on the 8th of April instead of the 15th of April. Next up, we got Kid Venom Origins graphic novel. I talked about this previously. A lot of the issues, issue number 3 actually just got resolicited this month. It's now coming out on the 1st of April instead of the 29th of April. So for Kid Venom Origins, that is your deal there for those who are interested in this character. Next up, we got NYX Volume 1, What Comes Next? Be Marvelous trade paperback. This is the Hive Mind, Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing from the Ashes XMen book, which is now coming out on the 11th of March instead of the 25th of March of next year. Next up, we got Phases of the Moon Knight. This is not the Jed McKay run, but it is a 4-issue series that is tying along in coordination with it, coming out on the 29th of April next year instead of the 22nd of April next year, so a date release pushback for that. Next up, we got ROM Epic Collection, the Original Marvel Years Volume 1. This is now coming out on the 8th of April of next year instead of the 1st of April of next year for all of the people who might want to pick this up in collected editions via trade paperback instead of omnibus format. Next up, we got Deadpool Bad and Badder Blood. This is the oversized hardcover. You know what? I'm actually concerned because they're doing a Deadpool team-up book right now, and honestly, I think it might be perfect for a small omnibus instead of an oversized hardcover, but that's just my opinion. But this is now coming out on the 4th of March next year instead of the 25th of March. I have no idea what's going on with that, but I actually would rather have Marvel collect the entirety of Rob Liefeld's post-2017 eyes on it, so that is just me for that. Next up, we got Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale Daredevil. This is not called Daredevil Yellow, but they are calling this Loeb and Sale Daredevil. R.I.P. to the late, amazing, legendary Tim Sale. The 11th of March instead of the 25th of March for this trade paperback. Next up, we got Wolverine Enemy of the State trade paperback. This is the second printing of this pretty fantastic story, if I do say so myself. One of my favorite Wolverine stories. This is now coming out on the 11th of March instead of the 25th of March for those who are interested in just buying the trade paperback and giving it to a friend or having it in their collection or that of the sort. Next up, we got Fantastic Four by Wade and Waringo Imaginauts trade paperback. This is the first, I guess, reimagining volume of Fantastic Four. If you are not trying to invest as much in the omnibus and are looking instead for the collected edition trade paperback cheaper format, this is now coming out on the 25th of March next year instead of the 11th of March next year. Next up, we got Ultimate X-Men Epic Collection, the Tomorrow People. This is volume 1 of the Ultimate X-Men line, which is coming out next year. This is coming out now on the 22nd of April instead of the 15th of April. So for all of the Epic Collection waiters, the modern Epic Collection waiters, this is going to be I actually wonder, when are they going to get Ultimate Spider-Man in Epic Collection format, but that's another conversation for another day. Next up, we got Fantastic Four by Aguirre, Sacasa, McNiven, and Moniz. This is the Marvel Knights Fantastic Four era in a bigger, thicker size trade paperback. I believe this trade paperback is $44.99. You can track it on comicreleases.com. It's now coming out on the 29th of April instead of the 15th of April of next year. Next up, we got 2 or 3 DC pushbacks, I should say. The first one being Scalped Omnibus Volume 2. This is now going to be collected and printed out on the 18th of March instead of the 4th of February. Next up, we got The Flash by Mark Waid, delayed again. Omnibus Volume 2 is now coming out on the 4th of February, which is coincidentally... Yeah, I have no idea what's up with this, man. It got pushed back 2 months, so now instead of December of this year, it's now going to be the February of next year, in comparison to when I talked about this previously, which was a delay to the first month of next year on the 14th. So an unfortunate thing there, because I am really hoping this comes out in on time. And by on time, I mean at the earliest, the 4th of February. Next up, we got Shade the Changing Man by Milligan and Bacalo, Volume 1. Now, this is interesting. It's not on Amazon. It's not on Penguin Random House, but it is on Idlewise. And on Idlewise, it does have a solicited date of the 15th of July, which, yes, it is very much a push from the January date that we had earlier. But still, to be able to have DC say that they are going to commit somewhat to printing out this omnibus, honestly, that's a pretty plus in and of itself. So I'm very happy that this still exists. I just wish that it came out at an earlier time is all I'm saying. If you guys haven't checked out comicreleases.com yet, this is the #1 resource and tool of information for all upcoming collected editions and release date updates. It also has all the details, your major retailers, and of course what it collects in every single one of these issues. And for just the low price of $2 a month, you can add these issues to your watch list. Again, just $2 a month, but if not, it is a free resource to check up on tabs nonetheless. Next up, we got a couple of miscellaneous updates. The first one is Fantastic Four by Ryan North, Volume 5, Aliens, Ghosts, and Alternate Earths trade paperback. This is now $19.99 instead of $17.99. It's also coming out on the 22nd of April instead of the 18th of February. So an interesting development there. There also was no Fantastic Four issue in this month's catalog, I should say, which you can find it in the description. There is no Fantastic Four by Ryan North issue there. I know a lot of people are wondering where on earth it is. So hopefully that we get some clear ups on Fantastic Four as well. Next up, we got Captain America, the Saga of Sam Wilson. So this got downsized. This is now $24.99 instead of $44.99, and also opposed to that, it's now 192 pages instead of 376 pages. Falcon 2017 1 through 8 apparently has been removed, but everything else is still in there. The last issue of the regular adjectiveless Captain America run by Rick Remender is still in there. The all-new Captain America series is still in there, and a couple of the issues by the Hive Mind and Tochi Onyebuchi, I believe that's how you say his name, the writer who was on the Sam Wilson book a couple of years ago, is all still being collected in there. So it seems like they want to stray towards more of the Captain America side for Sam Wilson, for people who are looking to see what went up with him in the Marvel Now and post era of Marvel Comics. And that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to let me know in the comments section if these delays affect you, if you're as sad as me that Flash by Waid got delayed, and also that Shade the Changing Man also got delayed, pushed, and everything else back. But let me know down in the comment section if you are interested in any one of these. It's still been a pleasure to continue to update you guys as the days and months roll on. And until next time, you be you, take care, and have a great rest of the day, and dominate it wherever you are.